Hello there, and welcome back to Vintage Story. I hope you're having a wonderful day. On this miserable, rainy day, we're going to work on the windmill. I say miserable and rainy. I used to love running outside in the rain when I was on track and field, so I love the rain. Anyway, we've got the very beginnings of our helvhammer set up in here. And just to note, the chiseled block does not count as a block, a full block for putting the envelope. And now it works. And now it works. I literally tried this before and it said not a full block, cannot place anvil. Okay, well, forget what I was just saying. We've got the anvil down. We've got the clutch to disengage our transmission, so we could turn on and off the anvil, and so we could turn on and off the anvil, so we don't hear clang, clang, clang all day. I did make a bunch of axles, but what we now need to make are the 4 large gear segments, sections. We need 48 sticks. We're going to need 20 boards, 0.8 liters of resin, our saw, our chisel, and our hammer. Okay, looks like we have absolutely everything. That makes my life a bit easier. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now that we have those 4, we need the 4 segments, 24 boards, and 1 axle in the middle. And that makes our large wooden gear. Hopefully I can actually reach it from this ladder because the ladder is a little short. There we go. If I now put a... You know what? Let's get some scaffolding sort of blocks. The packed dirt I like to use, and I'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, so from here we're going to put some axles running down. And we need to attach... Going to be attached to an axle. That's what I'm trying to do. I wonder if I have to cheaty this a little bit. Yeah, okay. And then I can do that. So I have to leave that block there, I think. Will this break it? No, it doesn't. Okay, good. Then we can remove this, and that'll be fine. I will be replacing this packed dirt up here with actual lumber, planks, because I'm going to have... Do I want to have the quarn all the way up here, or do I want to have it a little lower? Actually, I should probably put it like at this level. That way I don't have to go so far to get to the quarn. But now we can finish connecting these. And now that's connected. Well, I don't think I have it all connected on the inside, do I? We need to go up our very sketchy ladder. No, it's all connected. It's just not doing anything visually. I mean, we hear it going, so it's working. It's just visually not moving. Is that just a graphical glitch? Well, welcome to Troubleshooting with Arkwolf. Why is this not working? Alright, well, while we're trying to figure that out, we should start laying out the second section. I wonder if I do need that to be there for it to work. Oh, what am I doing? I was just gonna run the quarn off the middle. Although I do probably want to have a clutch on it up here also, so we're just gonna leave it there for now. Alright, that's active. The wind is low. So it's not actually moving. Okay, I'm going to stop recording, log out, log back in. If it's a graphical glitch, maybe it'll start working. If not, I'll take apart the rotor, put it back. Okay, so I did have to replace the windmill up there, but I think we've run into a different issue. Since we have it going to a large gear, then transitioning into a small gear, we've changed the torque ratio and is no longer providing enough torque to turn the turn that. So what I'm going to do instead is figure out where to put all my stuff. Instead of connecting to this one, we are still going to leave that one. But this is going to now become the quarn. The quarn's going to be connected to that one. This one will come down through the floor. I'm going to need to replace that with a full block, I think. And then we're going to rotate the gear over to here to power this. So this will be powered straight from the big gear and the windmill, whereas the quarn will be powered off of the small gear that that splits off from it. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense. If not, you will see exactly what I mean in a minute. After I get myself a new axe, that there. Attach that there. I can do a gear there. I can do a gear there. Okay, so that does now work. It is ugly as anything, but that is powering the tip hammer. So I can come up here, put that back down. If I break that, you know what? I'll just make do with the mismatched board. And I do want to install a clutch up here, but for now, this should be fine. I can put one more axle there, and then we can put our quarn here, and we'll have an automated quarn up on this level, and our tip hammer is automated on this level. Yeah, that works. Now what we need to do is we're going to go out to that really nice ruins we found in the last 2 episodes. We're going to steal their extra quarn and one of their extra forges, as well as loot some other stuff. We're going to put the extra forge probably right there. Yeah. And we'll put the extra quarn upstairs. And now the windmill is done and working. I do need to make 2 new light sources for in here though. Which is going to require me making a lot more copper. Bronze. I could make copper. Rather make bronze, that way I at least get use out of all this cassiterite we have. There's all the cassiterite. Alright, we're about to run out to the ruins, but I just made these splies? Please? They're tree taps. They're for collecting sap and... well, mostly sap. from trees. So I'm going to just craft up a few more barrels here. Buckets. I think I could just attach a bucket to it, or do I place a bucket under it? You know, it might say in the guide. Okay, just place a bucket underneath it. So we're going to leave the bucket here. It is maple. Maple trees produce sap. I want to say in the late fall. Birch, I think, is early spring. So we're going to do 2 maple trees here. 1 birch tree, and then when another birch tree grows, I will put a tap on that so we can have sap during 2 parts of the year. Every time I'm out exploring, we get another rift storm. I got all the way down here, so now we're running back to the tunnel so I can get to the translocator. However, we finally came across some rivers from the rivers mod, and they look pretty good. They do flow pretty fast though. So after this rift storm, we'll head back, or we'll keep exploring. Maybe we'll find another one, and I can show you what the rivers look like and how fast they flow, because they're fast. I'm sorry, the snow threw me off. I had to so I have a backup of this world from back in the winter, back in like December of our first year, and I have the backup for getting screenshots or testing stuff, right? And I completely forgot to get a screenshot of the door to the Residence Archive the last time we were here, so I had to teleport over here and take a screenshot on the copy of the world where it is creative. And of course it's winter time, so all the land is snowy now, because apparently the maps are tied to the world seed. So if I go explore somewhere in my creative world, it will show up on this map. It's an interesting little quirk, but yeah, that's why the map's all snowy. Anyway, we got 2.5 hours to get home. It should not take that long. Actually, it might take that long. We've got a bit of a distance to run once we get home. Oh well, we may be finishing this run fighting drifters. Hey everyone, we got caught in a drift storm before we got back to the base, so here's a pre-drift storm motion sickness warning. I'm gonna put a timestamp so you can skip forward if you have to. Alright. Yep, we are not making it back in time. Let's top off our food. Bandage ourselves up a little bit. And get ready to run a gauntlet. And I'm in my leather armor, so that's not exactly the best armor for fighting a whole bunch of drifters in. Oh, of course, wolves. Okay, so we'll fight drifters and wolves. Or should I say, we'll run from drifters and wolves. I think it's just going to be safer to stick to the water as long as I can. I wonder if that's actual lightning or just like hallucination lightning. Like you're hallucinating the giant cogs in the world. That was fairly close. Okay, we cut across here, jump into the next body of water, and there are drifters coming out of the trees. Watch, by the time we get home to unload our stuff, the storm's gonna be over. And we're home. Safe. Still got the Riftstorm going on. Wonder if I can milk this one. Nope. Alright, well, I'm gonna hide out and wait out the rest of the storm. The cottage cheese is done. So now we can move on to making how does this work? It says use a piece of linen. Use a piece of linen to remove the cottage cheese from the barrel. Place the bundle on the ground. Use a piece of linen. Linen. Do I need to use something different? Let's take this also. I'm gonna try a few things. Because we can take a single portion out with a bowl. I just had to read the wiki. You need 25 liters of cottage cheese in order to make a cheese wheel. We only have 20 liters. We need more milk. So that's off the table for now. But we have cottage cheese, which means we can eat that as a, well, for our dairy needs. Since that is still something I have absolutely nothing of. I could drink the milk. So redesign number 3, maybe? Let's go up here so you can actually see what I did. So instead of coming into and then coming down into the large gear, I've come over one into an angled gear that comes down to another angled gear that powers the large wheel. So we're going from small to large. That should slow down the rotation, but increase the amount of torque per rotation. Off of the main gear, I have it running downstairs using an angled gear to get it over to the edge, and that feeds the hammer. We have a small gear breaking off of the large gear, so we're going back to our normal rotation speed and the normal torque, and that feeds the quarn. I have not yet made a toggle. I don't know if I'm going to need a toggle for this, because the airspeed, as soon as I reset this, the airspeed dropped to light, and yeah, nothing's happening. So I gotta wait till we actually have some decent wind to see how efficient the new windmill is. Can I see what we're getting from here? Yeah, 2% output right now because of the wind speed. So can't do anything with that. Always when I'm working on the windmill, the wind stops. And I just realized it's been raining for 3 days in game straight. Well, I'm waiting for my ovens to finish heating up so I can put some pies in. But I can hear the grindstone and the hammer going. So at a moderate breeze, everything seems to be working. Okay, pumpkin pies are cooking up because pumpkin pies are amazing. I will say that every single time because it's always true. Okay, so at a moderate breeze, the helvhammer does go on its own. That's not very fast. And the quarn is going. If I disconnect the quarn, does that go faster down there? Not really. What if I switched these? If I have the quarn on the big gear and the helvhammer on this gear. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, So the grindstone, which I'm not going to be sitting up here waiting for this to finish all the time. I have a grindstone in the kitchen for something when I need it quickly. This is more of throw a bunch of stuff in and come back for it later when it's done. So this can be on the slower gear, more torque, less speed, it doesn't really matter. But for the helvhammer, which actually needs to hammer fairly quickly, I've got it back on falling off the ladder, back on these small gears. So we shift down, we shift back up, and now it is going at a fairly decent speed, and benefit is now it's a lot closer to the forge. I can heat up my item, turn around, and toss it right on. And then we just disengage the clutch when we don't want to hear it hammering away all day. Much better. Only took 4 tries. That's an improvement. I think the storm is attacking me. There was literally a lightning strike there, and then there. Now that one was farther away. The last 3 were like the sparks were coming over my fence. Might need to install more lightning rods around the base. I have been out here for, no joke, 4 days looking for meteoric iron. I started at our base. I traveled down this way. I traveled over this way. I traveled this way. Up here, across here, all the way up to here, back down this way, over this way. And I finally found some right here. And I even have a cheat sheet on what to look for to find meteoric iron. And the cheat sheet, it's useful, but it really didn't help speed up this process. And this better have more than, okay, I'll say this better have more than just 2 blocks in it. As you can see from my inventory, I've had a great time finding everything but meteoric iron. I did find a trader who has the last bit of the tapestry I need, but I don't have any gears. Well, I have a gear on me. That's not enough to get the tapestry. So I'm gonna have to try to remember to come out here again to get the tapestry in the future. Ooh, there's a lot of meteoric iron here. And as I mentioned the last time, you do want to dig up the sylvite. I think that's how I pronounce it. Because it does have a chance of spawning diamonds when you dig it up. Before we dig in, we have 3 by 3 by 3. It's a 3 by 3 circle. So this should hopefully be a meteoric iron impact site. Yes. Okay, I'm actually figuring out what they look like. Well, at least this one in particular. You can kind of see the shape on the map. It'd be easier to see in wintertime. Actually, I wonder if it'd be easier to see with the non-color accurate map. Let's try that quickly. Alright, let's save and leave the world. Yes, it's 1:30. It's 1:29 a.m. I'm still recording. I went out for a run today. It was the first time I was able to run in 3 weeks because I twisted my knee and had to take 3 weeks off from running to recover. That was not fun. Okay. Ooh. It is actually easier to see on the grayscale map, or well, the parchment map. Because that, let me remove the X, is pretty darn obvious. You can really see the terrain, well, the change in terrain. I kind of wish you could toggle between the two. Because yeah, this makes finding the meteoric iron much easier, but it looks terrible by comparison to the color accurate map. Ooh. I was gonna say, this isn't as good as a find as the last one, but we found an extra one in the ground. Oh, this is actually a really good one. There's another one. Alright, that's enough for another 12 ingots of meteoric iron. I have 12 ingots cooking up right now. That should take care of us for a little while. I'm gonna dig out the silver again. Maybe get a diamond? Probably not, but you can hope for. And just to prove how much easier it is to spot meteoric iron in this map mode. Excuse me, I'm talking. I saw this little spot. I'm like, how much you want to bet that's meteoric iron? Yep. So, well, I may go back to the color accurate map for most of the game, but if I'm out searching for meteoric iron, I'll be switching back over to this mode because this is just more convenient for finding it. So I just remembered I was supposed to look at steel making today, and I completely forgot. So for steel make, we need to make 65 blocks of refractory bricks. And there are 3 tiers, tier 1, 2, and 3. Tier 1 refractory brick requires crushed bauxite, crushed quartz, and fire clay. We can do that right now. But the tier 2 bricks require Ovaline. We have that. So I think I'm going to look at making some tier 2 refractory bricks. Now, to make 1 brick, we need, well, 4 bricks per 4 brick per bricks. Man, that gets so confusing at times. So we need 33 crafts of this. So 33 times 8. We need 264 of these refractory bricks. These ones. And each of those is going to require an Ovaline, quartz, and bauxite. We have plenty of bauxite. I know where there's tons of quartz, and I know where there's tons of Ovaline. So I'm going to, between episodes, start collecting these resources. And next episode, we will build, well, see about building this, what is it called anyway? It's not a bloomery, it's a, cementation furnace. Okay, so we'll get started on that next episode. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Later.